My fiancée crossed the line with a cruel joke about my late wife at a family dinner, so I exposed the truth and the consequences shocked everyone. I am a 43-year-old man with 2 children, Sam, who is 21, and Liz, who is 16, from my late wife, Kayla. Our children were 10 and 15 when Kayla died. I won't go into details, but she was hit by an intoxicated driver on her way home from work. She was the true love of my life, and our family was devastated by her departure. For the benefit of my children, I made a self-promise to wait at least a few years before dating again. 3 years after the profound loss of my late wife, Kayla, I crossed paths with Amanda, who would later become my fiancée. Our relationship unfolded slowly, with a cautious and deliberate pace that felt right given the weight of my past. It wasn't until we had been together for a full year that I introduced Amanda to my children, Sam and Liz. I wanted to ensure our bond was solid before blending our lives further. Now, after 3 years of dating, we're engaged, and I've been heartened by the mutual respect Amanda and my children share. They're not particularly close, but their interactions have always been cordial, and Amanda has been careful not to overstep or try to replace their mother. Early in our relationship, Amanda grappled with insecurities about my status as a widower. She often wondered aloud if I would still be with Kayla had she not passed away. Those what-if questions stung, and I gently but firmly told her I didn't dwell on hypotheticals. Over time, she let go of those inquiries, and our relationship grew stronger as we focused on the present. But recently, an incident at a family dinner has thrown everything into question. My parents hosted a celebration to mark our engagement, a warm gathering that included my parents, my late wife's sister and her husband, Sam, Liz, Amanda, and me. The evening started beautifully, with lively chatter about wedding plans and shared laughter over shared memories. The atmosphere felt light, filled with hope for the future. Halfway through the meal, my mother made a heartfelt remark about how grateful she was that I had found a new spark with Amanda, much like I had with Kayla. It was a tender moment, meant to bridge my past and present. But then Amanda laughed, a sharp, unexpected sound, and said, "I'm glad she died, otherwise, I would have never gotten him to myself." The words landed like a thunderclap. I don't think she meant them maliciously, but they cut deeply. The room froze. My children's faces tightened with shock, and the warmth of the evening evaporated. Amanda, sensing the shift, tried to laugh it off, but her attempt only deepened the awkwardness. I was stunned into silence, unable to process what I'd heard. It was the first time she'd ever said anything so callous, and it left me reeling. Liz, my daughter, stood abruptly and walked out to the car, her silence louder than any words. Sam lingered for a moment, his eyes fixed on me as if waiting for me to respond, to fix the moment. But I was still grappling with my own shock. The dinner was effectively over. I mumbled quick goodbyes, gathered Amanda, and we left, the weight of the moment trailing us like a shadow. 3 days have passed, and Liz hasn't spoken to either Amanda or me. The silence is heavy, and it's wearing on me. Desperate for perspective, I turned to Sam, asking what he thought I should do. His response was measured but piercing. "As an adult, I don't care who another adult marries, but I don't want a woman who talks like that about our mother around my sister." His words have echoed in my mind, forcing me to confront the gravity of Amanda's comment. I'm now seriously considering ending the engagement. While this was the first time Amanda has said anything like this, I'm haunted by the possibility that ignoring it could lead to more hurtful remarks in the future, especially ones that might wound Liz further. My children are my priority, and I need to do what's best for them. I'm seeking outside perspectives to help me navigate this. What if Amanda's remark is reason enough to call off our engagement? This moment has stirred a storm of emotions and questions. Amanda's comment wasn't just a misstep, it felt like a betrayal of the respect she'd shown my children and Kayla's memory until now. I've spent years rebuilding a life for Sam and Liz after Kayla's death, carefully balancing their needs with my own desire for companionship. Amanda seemed to understand that balance, but her words at the dinner suggest a disconnect I hadn't seen before. I keep replaying the moment, wondering if I missed earlier signs of insensitivity. Was this a one-off, a poorly timed attempt at humor? Or does it reveal a deeper lack of empathy that could resurface? The thought of Liz, only 17, carrying the weight of those words breaks my heart. She's still navigating the loss of her mother, and I can't bear the idea of her feeling unsafe or disrespected in her own home. Sam, at 21, is more independent, but his protective stance toward his sister shows how deeply this has affected them both. I've tried talking to Amanda since the dinner, hoping for clarity. She's apologized profusely, insisting she didn't mean to hurt anyone and that it was a thoughtless joke. But her explanation feels hollow against the pain it caused. I want to believe her, to salvage the love we've built over 3 years, but I can't shake the image of my children's faces. Liz's silence is a signal she's hurting, and Sam's words underscore a boundary I hadn't fully considered. I've always told my kids they come first, and now I'm faced with a choice that tests that promise. Ending the engagement feels like a monumental step, one that would unravel plans we've made and the life I thought we were building. But keeping Amanda in our lives risks further strain on my children, and that's a risk I'm not sure I can take. Your advice has been a lifeline in past moments of uncertainty, and I'm turning to you again for guidance. Many of you have pointed out red flags in Amanda's behavior that I might have overlooked, and your insights have helped me see things more clearly. I'm torn between the love I still feel for her and the duty I have to protect my children's emotional well-being. If I end things, I know it'll be painful, but I also know I'll find peace in prioritizing Sam and Liz. If I stay, I risk damaging the trust we've worked so hard to rebuild since Kayla's passing. What should I weigh most heavily here? How do I balance my heart with my responsibility as a father? Your perspectives, whether gentle or tough, are what I need to make sense of this crossroads. My children deserve a home where they feel safe and respected, and I'm determined to give them that, no matter what it takes. Whoa, after posting this, I never thought I'd receive that much advice so fast. I appreciate all of your comments, including those who referred to me as a bad father. I believe what you said helped me get my head out of the sand. Before talking to my fiancée tonight, I'll attempt to have a private conversation with my kids. We'll see where it goes from there, but I believe my fiancée and I are no longer together. Many people wanted to know when Amanda and I first met, as well as the timing of Kayla's death. I met Amanda around 3 years after Kayla's death, and she has now been gone for about 6 years. I didn't initially bring up their ages since I didn't think it was important, but I can see why others might be interested. Since my fiancée works evenings most days of the week, she departed for work at approximately 5:30 last night. I called my son and asked if he could come over and chat with his sister and me. He lives in an apartment close to his school and attends a nearby college. He chose to live a few blocks from campus when he started college because he wanted to move out yet still be near us. When he got there, I called him and his sister into the living room to speak. After they were both seated, I bluntly informed them that I no longer believed the wedding was going to take place and that Amanda's remark was inappropriate. I apologized to them, as I was advised to do here. I apologized for allowing the stress to rise in our home and for not dealing with it sooner. I told my daughter that I understood why she hadn't contacted me and that I was sorry for letting her believe I approved of anything Amanda said after we got back from that dinner. I felt quite cowardly and wanted to do everything in my power to mend my relationship with my children. My daughter told me throughout the conversation that she was outraged by Amanda's remark, and she was much more offended when I didn't instantly stand up for her mother. She went on to say that for the 2 years she has known Amanda, she has sensed that Amanda has been attempting to gradually distance her and Sam from me. Liz used the time my son moved out to begin his sophomore year of college as an example. Amanda was the one who jumped at the chance to encourage him to move out when he brought it up. Liz claims that the person who encouraged Sam to move out the most was Amanda. To be clear, I never opposed Sam leaving home, but I did let him know that he was free to stay at home while he was in college and even after that until he found a place that suited him. I questioned Sam about whether he moved out because he felt pushed out by Amanda. He claimed that before telling everyone he intended to move, he hadn't felt pressured, but after he made the announcement, my fiancée persisted in pressuring him to do so. Every time she mentions college, Amanda keeps pushing Liz to go out of state. Liz interrupted. Liz has made it clear that she wants to attend the institution Sam is now enrolled in and has no plans to go out of state. According to Liz, Amanda seems to be waiting for her to graduate from high school and enroll in college so that she may move out as well. Many of the comments were correct when they said that Amanda's subtle remarks eventually led to her attempting to drive my children away from me. Liz expressed her concern that too much damage would have been done between us by the time I finally realized how Amanda was acting. I apologized to my children for the delay in my realization and for making them walk on eggshells for so long. I gave them a hug and told them that they are my first concern, not Amanda or anybody else. I made sure to let Sam know that I will always be there for him and his sister, even when they are far into adulthood, because several comments mentioned that my son still needs his father even though he has grown. About 2 hours passed during the entire chat. It was emotional for all of us, and we covered a lot of ground. To put it briefly, Amanda and I are finished. I've made it a point to explain to my children that Amanda, as an adult, is accountable for her words and that none of this is their responsibility. Right now, my kids and I are getting along okay, but they haven't completely returned to trusting me, and it's likely that they won't for some time. That's perfectly acceptable to me. All I want is for my children to feel at home. I intend to speak with Amanda tomorrow, as she has the day off from work. In addition, I want to give my mom a call to find out why she felt it was acceptable to bring up Kayla at the dinner. My daughter is staying with Sam tonight and tomorrow night because I don't want her here when everything goes wrong. I'm not happy with how things turned out with Amanda, but I'd rather have happy, healthy children than a wife again. That's where I am at the moment. I appreciate all of the guidance and even the harsh words, everyone. My kids and I had spoken, made amends, and my daughter was staying with her brother to be clear of the drama surrounding my now ex-fiancée when we last spoke. I called my mom to inform her of the issue before facing the worst portion of the day, breaking up with Amanda. Many of the comments advised me not to be critical of my mother's remark. After giving it some thought, I understood that my mother's remark about Amanda was meant as a compliment, which was verified when we spoke on the phone. Bless her heart, my mother felt terrible about the whole thing and thought it was all because of her one remark. I reassured her that she had never been held responsible for any of this and that she was not at all to blame for the circumstances. Before I let her go, we continued our conversation. At approximately 9:15 in the morning, the call ended, and I was left to wait for Amanda to awaken. I waited until approximately 11:10 in the morning to sit her down for a conversation because I didn't want to surprise her by waking her up. At 10:30 in the morning, I had my phone set to record in my back pocket because many commenters suggested surreptitiously recording the chat, which I thought was a good idea. Although I didn't anticipate her trying anything extreme, it's better to be careful than sorry. The conversation went about as well as you might think, that is, not at all. We sat in the living room after I assured her that we had to talk and that it was serious. As we sat down, I started talking about the remarks she made about Kayla at my parents' house, how it affected my kids, how it made me feel, and why she didn't apologize or acknowledge it. I informed her that I expected her to apologize to my in-laws, parents, and, above all, my children. Amanda didn't show much emotion during my entire conversation, with the exception of her eyes being a little wider than usual. She asked me directly after I was done, "So, if I apologize to everyone, will we go back to normal?" I bluntly told her no. I clarified that there were other problems besides the remarks she made at dinner. She was trying to do the same with Liz, I informed her, and I knew she had put a lot of pressure on Sam to move out when he wasn't even sure about it. Despite my best efforts to keep my children out of it, I told her that the primary reason I no longer saw a future with her was the way my children described how she treated them. The moment I told Amanda our relationship was over, a heavy silence hung between us, broken only when panic seemed to seize her. Her composure unraveled as she pleaded, promising to make things right with my children and offer apologies to everyone involved. I acknowledged that an apology would be appreciated, but I stood firm, reiterating that our relationship was done. Her tears came in a flood, and she asked, her voice trembling, why I wasn't willing to try to salvage what we had. It was a painful moment, but I explained that, while I still cared for her deeply, I couldn't risk my children enduring the same hurt again. My frustration boiled over, and I demanded to know why she felt entitled to push my children out of their own home. Her reaction caught me off guard, but it aligned with what many of you had warned me about in your comments. Her true character was revealing itself in ways I hadn't fully seen before. In a moment of raw honesty, Amanda snapped, "Well, I had no idea you expected me to spend the rest of my life housing someone else's children." Her words hit like a punch, igniting a fire in me. I was livid. I told her to leave, making it crystal clear that my children were free to come and go as they pleased in the home I owned and paid for. She tried to argue, but her words fell flat against my resolve. Within minutes, she was packing her bags to stay with a friend. As a precaution, I recorded our conversation, about 25 minutes long, shorter than the heartfelt talk I'd had with my kids, and emailed a copy to myself. It's a safeguard, a way to protect my name if needed, though I hope it never comes to that. In the aftermath, I reached out to Sam and Liz to let them know Amanda was gone for good. I assured them they could return home whenever they wanted, and I extended a special invitation to Sam to move back in permanently if he chose. He's still enjoying his bachelor pad, but I wanted him to know the door was open. I also need to call my parents and in-laws to apologize for the chaos this situation brought into our lives. Liz is coming back from Sam's place this afternoon, and I'm looking forward to having her home. Amanda, meanwhile, keeps calling, urging me to reconsider and work things out. While she's not welcome to live here again, I've agreed to let her stop by in the coming days to collect her remaining belongings. It's a small concession to keep things civil, but my boundaries are firm. Truth be told, I'm grappling with a quiet devastation. I still love Amanda, despite everything, and I suspect those feelings will linger for a while. But I know I'll be okay. This moment feels like an opportunity to refocus on what matters most, rebuilding my bond with my children and nurturing the family that needs me now. Your comments and advice have been a lifeline, guiding me toward reconciliation with my kids and helping me navigate this storm. I can't thank you enough for your wisdom and support. Reflecting on it all, the events feel like they belong to another lifetime, a reminder that I'm not as young as I once was. At 44, with Sam turning 22 soon and Liz having just celebrated her 17th birthday a few months ago, I'm acutely aware of time's passage. Since ending things with Amanda, my life has settled into a surprising calm. It's a stark contrast to the turmoil of the past, and I'm grateful for the peace. Amanda stayed at her friend's place for nearly a week after our final conversation. During that time, I took the advice from many of you and carefully packed her clothes and smaller belongings, ensuring she'd only need to return for larger items like furniture and decor. Following your suggestions, I also had the locks changed, a practical step I hadn't considered but now see as essential. When Amanda came to collect her things, the exchange was brief and quiet. She returned the ring I'd given her, though I hadn't asked for it back. There wasn't much to say, and while the silence was heavy, it felt final in a way that brought closure. A few weeks later, Amanda began reaching out again, this time through social media, trying to rekindle what we'd had. Her persistence was exhausting, and I realized I had to protect my peace. I blocked her, and Sam and Liz did the same. Many of you were right when you said my feelings for her were rooted in an idealized version of who I thought she was, not the reality. That perspective has made letting go easier than I expected. It's been over a year since we cut contact, and her silence since then suggests this chapter is truly closed. Looking back, I'm struck by how much this experience has reshaped my priorities. My children have always been my world, but this ordeal has deepened our connection in ways I didn't think possible. Sam's independence and his joy in his part-time job fill me with pride. I can't help but smile when I think he might have someone special in his life, though he hasn't confirmed it yet, a father's intuition, perhaps. Liz, with her relentless drive and consistent honor-roll achievements, continues to amaze me. Her final year of high school is approaching, and I'm both excited and a little nostalgic as I watch her prepare for the future. This journey has also taught me about resilience, mine and my children's. They've handled this upheaval with a maturity that humbles me, reminding me that they're not just my kids but incredible individuals with their own strength and wisdom. I'm learning to embrace this new phase of life, one where my focus is on being the best father I can be and cherishing the family we've built. The pain of letting go of Amanda is still there, but it's softened by the love and support of Sam and Liz. To everyone who's followed my story, shared your insights, and opened up about your own experiences, I owe you a tremendous debt of gratitude. Your advice helped me see things clearly, from practical steps like changing the locks to emotional truths about love and letting go. I've read your stories in the comments, and I'm moved by your courage in sharing them. For those who don't have the same support system I'm lucky to have, I wish I could offer you the kind of encouragement my kids have given me. Your words have made me feel less alone, and I hope mine do the same for you. Here's to moving forward, to healing, and to the family that keeps us grounded through it all. After navigating the turbulent waters of my recent breakup with Amanda, I've arrived at a place of profound peace with the idea of remaining alone for the rest of my life. To some, this might seem like a melancholy conclusion, but for me, it's a moment of serene acceptance. The decision to part ways with Amanda illuminated a truth I hadn't fully acknowledged before. My heart still holds a deep, unshakable love for Kayla, a love that overshadows what I felt for Amanda. This realization has led me to understand that pursuing new romantic relationships would be unfair, not only to myself but to anyone who might step into my life. My heart, it seems, is anchored in a past that I cherish, and I'm okay with that. Instead of chasing what might never compare, I find solace in the unwavering love and support of my family, particularly my incredible children, Sam and Liz. They are my anchor, my joy, and my reason to keep moving forward. This entire experience has deepened my appreciation for my children in ways I never could have anticipated. Their maturity and understanding, especially at such young ages, have left me in awe. I always knew they were special, but seeing them navigate this chapter of our lives with such grace has made my love for them grow even stronger. They've shown me that they are not just my children but wise, compassionate individuals who are carving their own paths in the world. Their strength has been a mirror, reflecting back to me the importance of resilience and the power of familial bonds. I feel an overwhelming sense of pride when I think about how they've handled everything, and it's a reminder that I'm never truly alone as long as I have them by my side. Sam, my eldest, is thriving in his own space. His flat, which he's turned into a quintessential bachelor pad, is a testament to his independence. I offered to move back in with him, thinking it might ease some of his burdens, but he politely declined. I get it, there's a certain freedom in having your own space, and I remember that feeling from my own youth. Since the second semester of this year, Sam has been working a part-time job that he genuinely loves. It's been a joy to see him find something that sparks passion in him. While I don't have concrete evidence, I've got a father's intuition that he might have met someone special. There's a certain lightness in his demeanor, a subtle shift that only a parent might notice. Whatever the case, I'm thrilled to see him carving out a life that brings him happiness. Liz, my brilliant daughter, is savoring the summer before her final year of high school. She's always been a force of nature, and her consistent presence on the honor roll throughout high school, including this year, fills me with pride. Her dedication and intelligence are matched only by her kindness and zest for life. Watching her prepare for the next chapter of her journey makes me both nostalgic and excited for what lies ahead. When I think about Sam and Liz, I can't help but feel a swell of pride that's hard to contain. They're not just good kids, they're exceptional human beings who inspire me every day. I know I might sound like a broken record, gushing about them like this, but as any parent will tell you, it's impossible not to brag about your children when they're this remarkable. To everyone who has followed my journey and offered your support, whether through heartfelt encouragement or tough love, I want to extend my deepest gratitude. Your words have meant more to me than I can express. I've also taken the time to read the stories you've shared in response, and my heart goes out to those of you who've faced similar challenges without the same support system I'm fortunate to have. Your openness and vulnerability have touched me deeply, and I wish I could reach through these words to offer each of you a warm, fatherly hug, knowing that my story resonates with others, and that you've taken the time to share your own experiences, makes this journey feel less solitary. I'm grateful for this community, for your wisdom, and for the reminder that we're all navigating life's complexities together. This chapter of my life has taught me that solitude doesn't have to mean loneliness. With my children by my side, I've found a sense of fulfillment that no romantic relationship could ever replace. Their growth, their achievements, and their unwavering love have shown me that family is the truest source of joy. As I move forward, I carry with me a renewed sense of purpose and an unshakable gratitude for the life I've built with Sam and Liz. Here's to embracing the path ahead, wherever it may lead, with an open heart and a steadfast love for my family.